Hey, this is Paul, Reef Keeper 2, and this is the first video of my new aquarium. The transition from the old one to the new one went pretty smoothly. At least putting the tank up did. I had a lot of help from friends from the Boston Reefers, and I couldn't have done it without them. But in one day, the old tank was drained, the new tank was put up and plumbed, and within 1 to 2 days I had it filled with water and I was putting corals and fish back into it. But unfortunately, that's when the real problems started. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. I suspect it was copper contamination from a bad pump in the sump, but I lost 95% of all my corals. So here I am starting from scratch, and there's not too much in terms of livestock or corals to be seen. The fish all made it fine. They were all the same, and they came through without a scratch. But as far as the corals and the other livestock, I just have a few pieces left from the tank that I used to have. There are some improvements with this tank. There is no center overflow. There are 2 overflows, one on each side, and that's because I installed, or I had the manufacturer install a center brace on this tank so I wouldn't have the problems that I ran into with the old one. But there are only 4 circulation pumps. They're Jabeo's WP60s, and only 2 of them run at a time. So what I get is a gyre flow of clockwise for 6 hours, and then counterclockwise after that. It switches back and forth. This has worked pretty well. I would like to hide those pumps a bit more, but I think I'm going to have to wait for a coral to grow before I can accomplish that. There are just small frags here and there. The elegance coral was one of the corals that made it, along with that plate. My Gigantea anemone, which used to take up the entire right-hand side of the tank, is now the size of my fist. And it has been this way since the 4 months ago when the tank switch occurred. I'm hoping it's going to recover eventually, but it doesn't seem to be getting any worse, but it's no better either. Here's another view. Everything is nice and open. The clam came through okay. The gorgonian also made it all right. Frog spawn, hammer. They almost died, but they sprang back. Let me step back and get you a full view. The Magnifica anemone, although shrunk down pretty badly for the first month or 2, is right back to normal. It seems to be doing very well. It's healthy and it feeds and is doing fine. It's pretty bare, and it's hard for me to get used to seeing all these brown rocks and not the life that used to be all over the tank that I used to have. So that's the story. And as things fill in and things get better, I'll post new videos.